So we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8. We are on we finished chapter 16 yesterday. Canto 8, chapter 16, we finished where Kashyap Muni was explaining the Payovrat to Aditi. She was morose that her sons had been driven out of heavens. So she was asking Kashyap Muni how to help her sons. Kashyap Muni told her, you engage in worship of the Supreme Lord by following the Payovrat. The Lord is the one who fulfills everyone's desires, and everyone can be happy by worshipping the Lord. And then Srila Prabhupada mentions that the Krishna consciousness movement is doing this vrat every day because the worship of the Lord is going on every day, not only for 13 days. Kashyap Muni had recommended Aditi for 13 days, but he said the Krishna consciousness movement, the temples, worship of Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu is going on every day, 24 hours a day. There's deity worship, there's kirtan, there's book distribution, there is prasad distribution. Okay, so then now we will begin with chapter 17. Let's read the summary by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Lord agrees to become Aditi's son. As explained in this chapter, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, being very pleased by the Payovrat ceremony performed by Aditi, appeared before her in full opulence. At her request, the Lord agreed to become her son. After Aditi performed the Payovrat ceremony for 12 continuous days, the Lord, who was certainly very pleased with her, appeared before her with 4 hands and dressed in yellow garments. As soon as Aditi saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead present before her, she immediately got up, and with great ecstatic love for the Lord, she fell to the ground to offer respectful obeisances. Aditi's throat was choked because of ecstatic feelings, and her entire body trembled with devotion. Although she wanted to offer suitable prayers to the Lord, she could not do anything, and thus she remained silent for some time. Then, feeling solace, observing the beauty of the Lord, she offered her prayers. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the super soul of all living entities, was very pleased with her, and he agreed to become her son by incarnating as a plenary expansion. He was already pleased by Kashyap Muni's austerities, and thus he agreed to become their son and maintain the demigods. After giving his word of honor to this effect, the Lord disappeared. Following the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Aditi engaged in the service of Kashyap Muni, who could see by Samadhi that the Lord was within him, and who thus placed his semen in the womb of Aditi. Lord Brahma, who is known as Hiranyagarbha, understood that the Supreme Personality of Godhead had entered Aditi's womb. Thus he offered prayers to the Lord. So now we'll read in detail. Text 1, Shishuka
Hare Krishna,
Vacha.
Shilpa ji. Just one
Hare Krishna.
question. It's written, Hiranya Garbh कहलाने वाले Brahma ji. So is Brahma ji also known as Hiranya Garbh,
Yeah, he's
right?
also known as Hiranyagarbha. He's coming from the navel of Lord Vishnu. So sometimes he's
Okay.
also called Hiranyagarbha.
Hiranya Garbha. Okay. Thank you.
Shishuka Vacha.
Shri Shukha
Shri
Vacha.
Shukavacha
Iti Ukta Saditi Rajan.
Iti
Iti
Uktasa
Ukta
Aditi
Saditi
Rajan.
Rajan
Swabhratra Kashyapena Vai.
Swabhatra
Swabhartra
Kashyapena
Anva Atishthad Pratam Idam.
Anva
Anva
Atishtat
Atishtad
Vritam
Vratam
Idam.
Idam
Dvadashaham Atandrita.
Dwadasha Aham
Dvadashaham
Adandrita.
Adandrita
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sukadev Goswami said, O king, after Aditi was thus advised by her husband Kashyap Muni, she strictly followed his instructions without laziness, and in this way performed the Payovrat ritualistic ceremony. For advancement in anything, especially in spiritual life, one must strictly follow the bona fide instructions of the teacher. Aditi did this. She strictly followed the instructions of her husband and guru, as confirmed in the Vedic injunctions, Yasya Deve Parabhaktir Yatha Deve Tatha Guru. One should have complete faith in the guru who helps the disciple make progress in spiritual life. So Aditi, she had faith in Kashyap Muni's words. He told her, you observe this vrat, you please the Lord, and your desires will be fulfilled. So she took up with faith, with determination. So Prabhupada is explaining that we also need to take up the instructions of the spiritual master with faith. As soon as the disciple thinks independently, not caring for the instructions of the spiritual master, he is a failure. Yasya prasada nagati kutopi. Aditi very strictly followed the instructions of her husband and spiritual master, and thus she was successful. So following the instructions. Chintayanti ekaya buddhya
Chintayanti
चिन्तयन्ति
ekaya
एकया
buddhya
बुद्धिया
mahapurusham ishwaram
Mahapurusham
महापुरुषम्
Ishwaram
ईश्वरम्
pragre pragrehindriya duštashvan
प्रगृहेन्द्रिया
Pragrihandriyadishtasman
दुष्टाश्मान्
manasa buddhi sarathe
Manasa
मनसा
Buddhi
बुद्धिसारथिः
manas chaikagriya buddhya
Manaschaikagraya
एकाग्रया
Buddhya
बुद्ध्या
bhagavati akhilatmane
Bhagavati
भगवति
Akhilatmani
अखिलात्मनि
vasudeve samadhaya
Vasudevi
वासुदेवे
Samadhaya
समाधाय
chacharaha payovratam.
Chachaya Payovitam.
With full undiverted attention, Aditi thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in this way brought under full control her mind and senses, which resembled forceful horses. She concentrated her mind upon the Supreme Lord Vasudev. Thus she performed the ritualistic ceremony known as Payovrat. This is the process of Bhakti Yoga, Anyabhilashita Shunyam, Jnana Karmadhya Navritam, Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti Rottama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. So, what are a few items here? Pure devotional service. This is the definition given by Srila Rupa Goswami and Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. What is pure devotional service?
No desire for any results, fruitive results whatsoever, or
Uh-huh.
philosophical
And
speculation, or philosophical speculation.
Yeah, don't
yeah,
think about the profit or the like
Profit
materialist. Yeah, material profit or
yeah,
gain.
or fruitive results.
yeah, yeah.
render
And
service favorably. Render loving
favorably.
service favorably.
Yeah, favorably, right? So this is pure devotional service, favorably serving Krishna without any material desire, without desire of becoming one with the Lord, without desire for liberation, without desire for any mystic perfection. So this is pure devotional service. So simply having we may not yet be on the platform of pure devotional service, but having a desire for pure devotional service itself is a pure desire. And we are encouraged to have that desire that, oh, it would be so nice if I could also engage in pure devotional service. One simply has to concentrate upon the lotus feet of Vasudev Krishna, Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo. Then the mind and senses will be controlled, and one can engage himself fully in the devotional service of the Lord. So, what is the first thing the devotee has to do?
Surrender. He needs
Surrender.
to mind and put his mind and senses should be controlled and engaged in the devotional service.
That's right. So, the mind first, he has to fix the mind on the Lord. Once the mind is fixed, then the senses will be controlled. So, one has to make up the mind. I'm going to engage in devotional service with determination. First, the goal has to be set, right? We want to do something. We have, say, suppose a fitness goal. So, first we make a goal, then we are determined, yes, I am going to achieve the goal. Then how I'm going to achieve it, we make a plan. So, first we need to make our goal, lotus feet of Krishna. Then we have to fix our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. So to be able to fix the mind on lotus feet of Krishna, we have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The chanting one will be able to fix the mind on Krishna. Okay, the devotee does not need to practice the Hatha Yoga system to control the mind and senses. His mind and senses are automatically controlled because of unalloyed devotional service to the Lord. So there's no need to do the extraneous effort. Tasya pradurabhutata
Tasya pradurabhutat
Bhagavan Adi Purushaha
Bhagavan
Bhagavan Adi Purusha
Pita Vashas Chaturbahu
Pitavasa
Pitavashaschatur
Chaturbahu
Shankha Chakra Gadadhara.
Shankha
Shankha
Chakra
Chakra
Gadadhara.
Gadadhara.
My dear King, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, dressed in yellow garments and bearing a conch shell, disc, club, and lotus in his four hands, then appeared before Aditi. So Lord Vishnu himself has appeared before her. She observed the vrat with so much purity, so much devotion that she has attracted the Lord and he has come. Tam netra gocharam vikshya.
Tam Netra Gocharam
Gocharam
Vikshya
Vikshaya
Saha sothaya sadaram.
Saha Sotaya Sadaram
Sadaram
Na nama bhuvi kayena.
Nama Bhuvi Kayena
Bhuvikayena
Dandavat priti vivala.
Dandavat Priti
Dandavati.
Virvala.
When the Supreme Personality of Godhead became visible to Aditi's eyes, Aditi was so overwhelmed by transcendental bliss that she at once stood up and then fell to the ground like a rod to offer the Lord her respectful obeisances. So the Lord, now she can see the Lord. What happens then? What's the first thing that she feels?
Overwhelmed by the transcendental
Overwhelmed.
bliss. She was overwhelmed.
Yeah, she's seeing the Lord and she's overwhelmed by transcendental bliss. And then what did she do?
And she paid the obeisances,
She
fell to
stood
the
up.
ground like a god.
First she
Yeah.
stood
Oh,
up.
she stood up. Yeah, then she once
First
stood
she
up.
stood up. Yeah. She was overwhelmed with transcendental bliss. Then she stood up and then she offered Dandavat Pranam. Sothaya Baddhanjalir editum sthita.
Sothaya
Sothaya
padanjalitum stita.
Notseha Ananda Jala Kulekshana.
Notse
Notseha Anand
anand jala kulekshana.
Babhuvatushnim Pulaka Kula Kritis.
Prabhuvatushnim pulka kulakriti.
Tadarshanatyutsavagatra Vepatuhu.
Tadarshanatyutsavgatra vepatuhu.
Aditi stood silently with folded hands, unable to offer prayers to the Lord. Because of transcendental bliss, tears filled her eyes, and the hairs on her body stood on end. Because she could see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face, she felt ecstasy, and her body trembled. So first she was overwhelmed with bliss. She got up, she offered obeisances, full flat on the ground, dandavad. And then
And
Yeah,
then
stood
folded
silently.
hands. Then she stood silently, folded hands.
Mm,
She was not able to offer any prayers now.
yeah,
yeah,
and tears filled with her uh, eyes and the goosebumps also. Like
yeah,
she, yeah.
hairs are standing on the end. She's feeling
Mm,
so much bliss.
mm,
So we can see the effect when one sees the Lord.
mm,
She's having all these ecstatic symptoms. She's in ecstasy. Body is trembling. She's seeing the Lord face to face. Yeah. We are
mm,
thinking we are going to be happy by something material, that we will be satisfied, our heart. We will feel ecstasy by something material. But only the Lord, when we are in connection with Him, can we feel ecstasy.
mm.
Pritya Shanedgad Kadaya Gira Harim.
Nityashanen gadya
Giri,
Tushta Basadevi Aditi Kurudvaha.
tushta vasade aditi kurudvaha
Udvikshati sa pibati vachakshusha.
udvikshati sa pipati vachakshusha
Ramapatim yakyapatim jagatpatim.
rama tim
Pati
yagyaptim jagatpatim.
O Maharaj Parikshit, the demigoddess Aditi then began offering her prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in a faltering voice and with great love. She appeared as though drinking through her eyes the Supreme Lord, who is the husband of the goddess of fortune, the enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies, and the master and lord of the entire universe. After observing the Payovrat, Aditi was certain that the Lord had appeared before her as Ramapati, the husband of all good fortune, just to offer her sons all opulences. She had performed the yajna of Payovrat under the direction of her husband Kashyap, and therefore she thought of the Lord as Yajnapati. She was completely satisfied to see the Master and the Lord of the entire universe come before her to fulfill her desire. So Prabhupada is explaining that Ramapatim, the husband of goddess of fortune, is here. Yajnapatim. She did the sacrifice for the pleasure of the Lord. He's the benefactor of all sacrifices. And Jagatpatim is the Lord of the entire universe. So she is offering prayers now with love. Her voice is choked with love. She's drinking the beauty of the Lord through her eyes. There's a reference also when the Lord comes back to comes back to Dwarka from Hastinapur. Then his queens, they first embraced him with their eyes. And when they saw him, they're embracing him in their heart with their eyes. So here she's drinking the beauty of the Lord through her eyes. Shri Aditi Ruvacha
Shri Aditir Uvacha
Yagesha Yagya Purusha Chutatirtha Pada
Yagni Yagya Purusha Chutati Pada
Tirtha Shravashravanamang Galanamadeya
Tita Shravaha Shravana Mangala Mahadeya
Apannaloka Vrajino Pashamodayadya
Apanaloka Pritino Pachamo Dayadya
Shamna Kridisha Bhagavan Asidinanatha
Shamna Kridisha Bhagavan
Bhagavan Asidin Napa.
The goddess Aditi said, O Master and enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies, O infallible and most famous person, whose name when chanted spreads all good fortune, O original supreme personality of Godhead, supreme controller, shelter of all holy places. You are the shelter of all poor, suffering living entities, and you have appeared to diminish their suffering. Please be kind to us and spread our good fortune. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the master of those who observe vows and austerities, and it is He who bestows benedictions upon them. He is worshipable for the devotee throughout the devotee's life, for he never breaks his promises. As he says in Bhagavad Gita 9:31, Kaunteya pratijanihi na me bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. The Lord is addressed here as Achyuta, the infallible, because he takes care of his devotees. Anyone inimical to the devotees is certainly vanquished by the mercy of the Lord. So any pastime anyone remembers that the Lord takes care of his devotees? No?
No, I think Prahlad Maharaj,
Prahlad Maharaj, yes. Very good.
because Narasimha avatar.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So he took care of Prahlad Maharaj.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ambarish Maharaj.
Ambarish Maharaj, yes. Saved him from Durvasa Muni's curse. Yeah, that's right. Anyone inimical to the devotee is certainly vanquished by the mercy of the Lord, right? So he killed Hiranyakashipu, and Durvasa Muni also, the demon that Durvasa Muni created, was going to come and kill him only. The Sudarshan Chakra was coming to kill Durvasa Muni. The Lord is the source of the Ganges water, and therefore he is addressed here as Tirthapad, indicating that all the holy places are at his lotus feet, or that whatever he touches with his foot becomes a holy place. So Tirthapad, the Ganges water, is so holy. She is so important because she's washed the lotus feet of the Lord. That's why when we bathe in the Ganges, all our sins get purified. She has the potency because she has washed the lotus feet of the Lord. And another indication that wherever the Lord goes, Wherever he walks, that becomes a dham, that becomes a holy place. Like Vrindavan, the dust of Vrindavan, why is it so important? Because the Lord has walked on this dust. 5,000 years ago, there would be his footprints in this dust of Vrindavan. Mayapur Dham, Lord Chaitanya and his associates have walked on this land. Bhagavad Gita, for example, begins with the word Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. Because the Lord was present on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, it became a Dharma Kshetra, a place of pilgrimage. Prabhupada is explaining Kurukshetra is called Dharma Kshetra because the Lord is present there. Therefore, the Pandavas, who were extremely religious, were assured of victory. Any place where the Supreme Personality of Godhead displays his pastimes, such as Vrindavan or Dwarka, becomes a holy place. The chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, is pleasing to the ear, and it expands good fortune to the audience who hears it chanted. So the one who chants is pleased, and the one who hears the chanting is also pleased. Everyone becomes fortunate, expands good fortune to the audience who hears it. So the one who's chanting is fortunate, and the hearer is also fortunate. Owing to the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Aditi was fully assured that the troublesome condition created for her by the demons would now be ended.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, I am quite confused. Aditi was the mother of demigods, right?
Mhm.
Indra, right?
That's right.
And Diti is for demons like Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksh, right?
That's right.
Then why it required to do Payo? Because she is already fortunate with the sons like Indra and other demigods. So why she would have to do like this Payovrat, and she wanted God as her son? Like what is the cause?
Because Bali Maharaj had driven the demigods out of their kingdom. They had to run away, they had to flee in disguise. He had become
So
so
this is
powerful.
also material attachment, right? Here?
Yes. She had
Because,
a material desire. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. She
So
had her material desire.
because she wanted back the kingdom to her sons, right?
That's right. Yes.
So that's why I'm bit confused. Like she did the all like puja or payovrat, whatever she has done. So is all related with some desire.
Yes. But
Uh-huh.
because she has pleased the Lord, now she's seeing the Lord face to face. So as Bhagavatam says that even if we have material desire, we have, right? So
Mm-hmm.
many material desires we have, right? Still
Mm-hmm.
worship the Lord because He will fulfill the desire and we will be greatly benefited.
Mm.
We cannot be
Because she had a
desireless, right?
attachment, no,
She has
with her
attachment
son.
to her children,
So
yes, to her
that's why that
sons.
was a cause of a lamentation,
Yeah,
right?
that's why I was bit confused. Like, why this the cause for all things like Payovrat or everything is related with something get back, or for the son's attachment and everything. But even the God pleased with Aditi, and she appeared in his full form, like four hands and conch cells
Yeah.
and chakra, everything, and in yellow dress. So. Uh, but we read earlier, like we have to give up all material desire and just attach with God and try to be like baby steps, try from the baby steps. Slowly,
Yeah.
slowly, Krishna will drag you in his love, and you will
Yeah,
become pure. Slowly, slowly, you
yeah,
will become pure.
yeah.
So the all material desire will then disappear, and even you don't need that all things, but Krishna knows everything. Then he will give you all, whatever you
That's
have,
right.
right?
Yeah,
But
that's
here,
right.
yeah, but here I'm little bit confused. Like, uh, it's
Because
okay.
we have to see it's a process, right? It's a
Yeah, yeah.
process, right? We cannot tell anyone, now you have to become completely desireless. You cannot have affection for your sons, cannot have affection for your
Mm-hmm.
children. So, her children are suffering. So now she's suffering
Mm-hmm.
because her children are suffering. So, what to do in that condition? So,
Pray to
artificially, she
Krishna.
can, yeah, pray to Krishna. We may be faced with that situation also. We may suffer because of family affection. Then what to do? So then pray to
Mm-hmm.
Krishna, worship Krishna,
Oh, yeah. Mm.
right? And as you
Mm.
said, baby steps, right? Gradually,
Mm.
gradually, as the heart will purify, then we can give up all the material desires and pray
Mm.
to Krishna only for pure devotional service.
Mm.
So there are a few things we can see in this, that if we have material desire, we should still pray to Krishna. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, 4 types of pious people come to him. One who is in distress. So he or she is in distress, right?
Mm.
He's
Mm.
lamenting, she's in distress. So then pray to Krishna, because there are different people with different desires. So
Mm. But
Dhruv
Bali
Maharaj
Maharaj was
wanted,
also good,
uh,
right? Bali
but
Maharaj was also a devotee, and he was also a
that's right.
pure person.
That's right. Yeah,
Mm.
that's right. Like Dhruv Maharaj, he wanted a big kingdom. So how to do? Narad Muni told him.
Mm.
His mother
Om
told him,
Namo.
go ask God. Ask God. Then he said, where's God? In the forest. Forest. And
Mm.
yes, Narad Muni, he gave him chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Because, he wanted that. He had that desire.
Mm-hmm.
But after he saw the Lord, then okay, he's like, okay, I don't want anything anymore now. I saw you finish. I don't want anything now. But the Lord said,
Mm.
no, no, you still had a desire. I will
Mm.
fulfill it so people can know that if they pray to me, their desires will be fulfilled. Of course, the
Fulfill.
best is, as you said, the best, no material desire, right? Just pray to the
Mm.
Lord for pure devotional service.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worship the
Yes.
Lord with love without any asking for anything in return, only asking for pure devotional service. That's the highest. But again,
Mm.
everyone is not the same, right?
So
Yeah.
that is prayojana, no? That last
Yeah,
prayojana, right?
prayojana. That's right. Love
Yeah.
for God.
The ultimate is,
That's the
yeah,
goal.
just love,
Yeah.
love of Krishna.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think in short, yeah, for everything we should just turn to God,
That's right. So
right?
then this verse, right, which is in Bhagavatam. What is the verse? Akama sarva kamo va. Akama sarva kamo va. Moksha kama udaradi. Tivrena bhakti yogena. Yajita purusham param. If we have material desire, we have no material desire, or we desire liberation, just worship the Supreme Lord. Yeah. That is what Bhagavatam is telling us. And now we are seeing the result. Yeah, that Aditi, she has material desire, yes. But she worshipped the Lord. And now he's come before her. He's pleased. And he's going to fulfill her desire. So, as you said, any condition, just turn to the Lord. Just pray to the Lord. Is that okay? Of course, Lord Chaitanya, he prays, he teaches us, na dhanam, na
Okay.
janam, na sundarim. Lord Chaitanya teaches the pure devotee, he prays that I don't want followers, I don't want any riches, I don't want any na dhanam, na janam. I don't want beautiful women, na sundaram. Then what I want? Only the pure devotional service, birth after birth. So that is the prayer of the pure devotee that Lord Chaitanya is teaching us. But again, one may not be at that position, right? Then what to do? Somebody has material desires, still pray to the Lord.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. And then gradually,
Yes.
gradually, one can get purified.
Mm.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Because we cannot force somebody, right? We
Mm.
cannot say, no, you cannot have affection for your children. You cannot. Although we know it's
Mm.
illusion. Kashyap Muni says that, right? He says, oh, this is illusion. In the beginning, when she tells her
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sad
why
because
I
of the children.
confused. That's why,
So
because
he,
Kashyap Muni was a great like devotee, and he knew
yeah,
everything, like what is reality of life, and these all are
yeah.
just illusion. But even though
So
he taught his wife, like you have to do this Payovrat and you can get your
because,
desire fulfilled.
yeah, because he told her it's illusion, but she was like, yeah, but I'm still lamenting, I cannot help it. I have too much affection for my children. So
Hmm.
how to encourage? So everyone is at a different level, right? And then whatever level one it is at, what the spiritual master does is encourages them to come closer to Krishna.
Yeah, now it's clear. Like like Kashyap Muni was thinking, like if I will say something directly, maybe she cannot understand.
That's
So
right.
yeah, I know. I can understand now. Yeah.
Yeah. So he
So
engaged her in
this is the
worshipping
way,
Krishna.
huh? Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you.
Yeah.
Srimad
Hare
Bhagavatam
Krishna.
ki jai, Shla Prabhupada
Hare
ki jai, Gaur
Jai.
Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare
Jai.
Krishna.